Hey guys, this is God of Politics, and we'll go to a brand new video, but before we get started with this video, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Also follow me on Twitter and join the Discord. Those are both linked down in the description. I know I haven't made many videos lately. I've been pretty busy, got a lot of back to school stuff going on, got a lot of work, college stuff, applying to college, all of that stuff. So it has been very busy. I apologize for not making as many videos recently, but I will have another video coming out in a couple days with my final prediction for the recall election in California, so stay tuned for that. But in this video, I am doing my updated 2022 Senate elections predictions, and this is going to be a very, very interesting one. I haven't done one in just over a month now, and I thought that I should do an updated one. We've had some new candidates announced, some very interesting things going on. Herschel Walker in Georgia has finally announced that he is officially running for this seat. So let's get right into the predictions. I think that's the best thing to do. So starting off with the safe states includes Idaho, North Dakota, South Dakota, Utah, as well as Alaska. Of course, we could have Lisa Murkowski losing, but I do think it's still going to be, say, Republican. Kansas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Alabama, Kentucky, Indiana, South Carolina, as well as Iowa. I do think Chuck Grassley at this point is leaning towards running, so I am going to put that at safe Republican, as well as that's going to be it, actually. So those are all of the safe states for the Republican Party. As for the safe states for the Democratic Party, that includes California, Oregon, Washington, Hawaii, Illinois, New York, Vermont, Connecticut, Maryland, and that is going to be it. So as you can see here, after the safe states, we do have 45 seats for the Democrats, 45 seats for the Republicans. Getting into these likely margin states here, I think first, Florida is going to be a likely margin state. You've got, of course, Marco Rubio here, who won very easily in 2016. I do think he will win by a similar margin in 2022. You do have increased partisanship now. And I do think that Marco Rubio is still going to win very, very easy. He's going to do a lot better than DeSantis will, but I think he's probably going to win by a similar amount that he did in 2016, which would be a likely margin. Ohio, I'm also going to put as a likely margin state. Of course, Democrats are running Tim Ryan, who is a decent candidate, but it's Ohio. The state's veering to the right as we speak right now by the second, so it really is not a state that Democrats are going to be able to win in anymore. That doesn't mean Tim Ryan can't bring it to maybe 6-7 point margin, but he's just not going to make this race close. Now, I think that is all of the likely margin states. We can go to some of these likely margin states for the Democrats. Actually, there is only one of them, and that is the state of Colorado. Now, Colorado is a very interesting state because it has gone to the left in recent years. In 2020, the presidential race was a safe margin. However, the Senate race was a likely margin. And of course, you had a Republican incumbent, but I am assuming that 2022 is going to be a year that favors the Republican Party a little bit more. So I do think that it's going to bring it down to a likely margin, probably around 9 to 10 percentage points. But this race isn't going to be competitive, so it doesn't matter as much anyway. Now, for the lean margin states, I think North Carolina is the first lean margin state here. I do think that Ted Budd is likely to win this race. Ted Budd, who has been endorsed by President Trump, is going to be well fundraised in a state that did vote for President Trump. I think Democrats don't have a good shot at winning this, even if they run someone like Sherry Beasley. Could they win it? Yes. Is it likely? Really not at all. So I think this race is at this point probably around R+3, R+4. I'm also going to be putting New Hampshire as a state that is lean Republican. I do think Sununu is going to run at this point. Sununu is, of course, the current governor of New Hampshire. He hasn't given, a straight answer either way. He hasn't given, of course, some indications, some in favor of running, some not in favor of running, but I think at the end of the day, he will end up running, and if he does run, I think he will win by a lean margin here. Now, for the Democrats, I do think that Nevada is a lean margin. Catherine Cortez Masto is a pretty good candidate. I do think she'll win by around 2 percentage points here, so yeah, but Republicans can win this race. Adam Laxalt certainly is a candidate that could win. Will he win at the moment, or is he favored to win at the moment? I would say no, but he certainly is a candidate that could win. Now, getting into these tilt margin states here, we do have 4 states here. We can see that 2 of them are held by Republicans, 2 of them are held by Democrats. Now, I'm going to start with Wisconsin because it is a very, very interesting state. We don't know whether Ron Johnson is going to run. We've had some indications saying he won't run, some indications saying that he will run, similar to New Hampshire. But a very interesting thing here is that Ron Johnson really isn't a good candidate. So would Democrats rather go against a bad incumbent or an open race? It's really hard to tell, to be honest. I do think that they would rather run in an open race, but that's not to say that Ron Johnson is a good candidate. So I am going to put this as tilt Republican, but this is certainly the Democrats' best pickup opportunity in 2022, one of really their only pickup opportunities. Next would be North Carolina, and that's not a state that's likely to flip at all. But overall, I do think Wisconsin slightly leans to the right in this election, but don't count the Democrats out here. Now, I'm also flipping Georgia, and many people may be surprised about this. Many people may disagree with this. Many people may agree with me on this. But I do think that Herschel Walker may just be able to pull it off here. Of course, you do have the fact that he just announced in this race. You have the fact that, of course, Georgia is veering to the left in the long run. You've got the Atlanta metro area that is growing, white suburbanites shifting towards the Democrats, rural areas pretty maxed out for Republicans. But I do think that in 2022, the year is going to favor the Republicans a little bit too much for the Democrats to be able to win this race. And this is, of course, not a definitive prediction of what is going to happen. But I think that as of right now, given some of the revelations we've seen recently with political events going on, the Republicans seemingly gaming in the generic ballot, I do think that does help Herschel Walker. I don't think that Raphael Warnock is that great of a candidate. I think all of those things considered does give Herschel Walker a slight edge, but really this race could go either way. But both of these races, Arizona and Pennsylvania here, I am going to be giving to the Democrats to cap off this prediction. Pennsylvania, I guess I can start with. You've got John Fetterman here. From the start, I said this guy is a decent candidate. He will do worse in the Philadelphia suburbs, but I do think that he will do marginally better in rural areas, particularly in western Pennsylvania, areas like Allegheny County. And I do think that at the end of the day, that will give him the win. On top of that, the Republicans really don't have that great of a candidate. Parnell, really not that great of a candidate. He did lose in 2020. Now, could he win? Of course, and that's why I'm putting it as still Democrat, but I don't think he is favored at this moment. Similar thing with Arizona. This is certainly a race that could flip. You've got Brnovich running here, who is certainly a candidate that could win, but as of now, I do think that Mark Kelly has been decently popular in this state. This is another state that's shifting to the left. Mark Kelly, as I said, decent candidate. I think at the end of the day, he does narrowly hold on, but this is certainly going to be a race, one of many races that Democrats are going to have to spend a lot of money in, and that could change a lot of these ratings depending on how they spend their money, depending on how they have their turn on operations, depending on some of the generic ballot changes we see, trends, lots of different things to consider, and that's why I'll be continuing to update this prediction as often as you guys want, and I did think it'd be good to make a video now, especially since I haven't made one in quite a while. So thank you for watching this video. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Also follow me on Twitter and join the Discord. Those are both linked down in the description. But again, guys, thank you for watching this video, and I will see you guys later.